All right, next question. What's the benefit of doing a DSG tune on a tuned B8S4? Well, there are many.
Yeah, the stock the stock transmissions, DSG transmissions, have a pretty low torque limit with what they'll allow the ECU to properly report and send to the transmission. The transmission will actually start reducing the amount of power that the engine's allowed to make. In ye olden days, lots of tuners would get around that by just faking the output to the transmission, and then you don't need a TCU tune to make all this engine power. That correlates though to pretty poor shift quality, because you're kind of lying to the transmission as to how much power you're making. Therefore, the transmission doesn't know how to hold that much power and then deal with the shift. So that's where you'd see a lot of these videos where you're going up through the gears. As you change gears, you see the RPMs kind of fluctuate before they grab finally. And then that's rampant still on a lot of files that are out there. But TCU tune, if it's done properly, will help you control all of that as it should be. So you can give the TCU all the amount of torque from the engine that it's actually making, and then properly control the clutches.
Yeah,
for that amount of torque. So, and then that's just the basics to even get the power to hold. And then you also get the increased launch RPM, shift points, rev limits, shift speed. So there's some fundamental fixes that the TCU tune is required for, and then there's all the performance goodies you get with it.
Yeah. It's really cool. The DSG, as we've discussed before, is an active clutch. You can program it to give more or less clamping force when you need it.
Yep.
With a manual transmission, you literally have to unbolt the transmission, remove it from the car, unbolt the clutch, in many cases the flywheel as well, and then increase the stiffness of the spring diaphragm and the pressure plate.
Yeah.
And that now just seems like the Stone Ages compared to just going into the ECU and literally asking the ECU to hold more power. So,
and usually with trade-offs and your leg effort and driving.
With the manual setup, there's huge compromises you have to make. So
we don't need to go down that path.
Yeah.